Not only are we opening Fulton Street, but a lot of the side streets. We found that the cities, even that had pedestrian malls, they did better when the side streets were open. So we want to get as much of the original street grid put back together so you don't have that confusing situation where you're trying to get somewhere and out of the blue a street is blocked off and you get confused and don't come back to downtown because you don't like it, one-way streets and all of that. So this is the only fountain or piece of art that isn't on the block where it originated. This used to be by the Guarantee Building, the building with the big G on it. And it stuck too much over that basement and had been leaking for years. So we moved that over here and created this plaza, which is more reminiscent of the way the Fulton Mall looked. So it's kind of nice to, again, kind of respect the design of the Fulton Mall incorporated into this new project. Local artist Stan Bitters did the Dancing Waters fountain. I don't know how this works, so don't ask me any more details, but there are actual wind sensors that will control the height of the water. So if it's windy, they won't go up as high and blow water all over the place. I don't know where they are or how they work, but that's what I know. Behind that we have Claire Falkenstein sculptures that are, she was a very important female sculptor in her time and a very cutting-edge artist. And the LA Times named her Artist of the Year, Female Artist of the Year one year. So again, we had a lot of people, local people mixed with people who were really at the top of the art world at that time when this art was purchased. Where's Miranda? If you have more questions about art, Miranda is doing an art tour for kids that will be part of our app. And what else are you doing?
I'm talking about the other art that's passed on to Visadero.
Okay, like the murals and all of that will be included too. So that'll be a great resource for everyone, but designed for young people to come down here and enjoy what's happening. Let's see, this project really slowed this whole block down. Further over by the alley, there was a gigantic PG&E transformer that once the demolition had been done, we found would have stuck up 6 inches above the sidewalk. So, like, the size of a couple of cargo containers had to be excavated and redesigned and all of that. So that's just kind of an example of the things we were running across throughout the construction. There are also multiple basements. The basements run under the sidewalk, and a lot of them ran into the street even. So every time, they found about 20 basements, including some that were old buildings that they just paved over and left a huge hole under the ground. So it's really kind of amazing with all the people driving over the years over some of this that they didn't fall in. But every time a basement was discovered, they had to stop and redesign and get it permitted by the city and then figure out the structural components to make sure we were protecting the buildings along the way too. So really a very interesting project. So people could say that it's 5 months longer than we originally planned, but I think it's pretty amazing that it really has gone as quickly as it has, given all of the unknowns as they were discovering new information. Let's see, so one of the things that we did when we redid the downtown specific plan and the downtown development code is we made it easier for entertainment to happen. And we did that a number of ways. First we allowed buildings that are multiple story to have multiple uses in them. The old rules said if you're an office building, you're an office building. If you're a retail building, you're a retail building. If you're a residential building, you're a residential building. And we changed that so now you can have different kinds of uses on each floor. We also made it by right that anyone who's doing a restaurant or bar or coffee shop will be able to do outdoor dining. That was a problem when I had Peeve's Pub. It took 9 months and $1,800 to get approved to put tables out onto Fulton. Now restaurants will be able to just come in and do that with no additional fee and have it approved. The rules for outdoor dining are in place, so as long as you're following those rules, you just get to do it. Another thing that we did was we made it by right that you can do rooftop restaurants and bars. Hey, isn't that great? Let's get excited. So this is a building that I always had in my mind that would be the perfect example of having a rooftop restaurant bar looking right out onto the stadium and making that fun. So we made sure that was done by right. The other thing is that downtown is the only place where you don't need a conditional use permit to have an alcohol license. So everywhere else in the city, because you have neighbors everywhere else, you should have the right to say, we only want this place open till 1, or we only want music to go till 10, or whatever the rules are for your neighborhood. But in downtown we said that's not what we want. We want everyone to have music and everyone to have fun and be loud. And so we got rid of that rule. It saves thousands of dollars on a taco shop or a burger place that wants to sell beer along with their food, and it cuts out a lot of the potential for one person complaining and then making it a long drawn-out process. So just simple changes in the rules sometimes can help us get where we want to go. We will have banners hanging from these taller light standards. You can see the posts sticking out. Where'd Suzanne go? Here's Suzanne Bertzrosa. She designed the Fulton Street signage. She's designed the Fulton Entertainment District banners that will be hanging up before the party on the 21st. And also the monument signs we'll see an example of down at the other end. So a lot of beautification. Oh, as well as the wayfinding signs that we'll see as we get to the other side, directing people to the baseball park or to parking or to other downtown features. So it's nice when we get to use local talent and support the people who are here. And she lives downtown and loves downtown, so it's all working, right? Okay, let's keep walking.